Alright, well, after the fun wild times that we had at Singapore last week, we move into round 16 of the RPL Season 14 season, and this is actually going to be the first opportunity that McLaren will have to claim their fourth straight Constructors' Championship. A feat that has not been seen, that we have yet seen in a long while. We haven't seen in a long while in RPL. Like I said, McLaren looking at 4 straight here. They won season 11, 12, and last season. This season they got an opportunity to make it happen again. And the last time we have seen dominance from Red Bull, seeing that kind of dominance in constructors, was Red Bull when they went from season 5 all the way to season 10 with winning constructors 6 straight. So we'll see what happens in that regard. But this is RPL Formula 1 season 14. We're in round 16 here at Circuit de Americas here in Texas. Ironwolf on here for comms tonight. Wasn't sure if Faded was going to be helping me out again tonight like he did last week. Definitely big thanks to him for being a great help in last week's event. So one thing I just want to clear up here. I do want to give an apology to those that follow us on our YouTube channel. We have been having issues on getting the Singapore stream uploaded to the YouTube channel. Over the course of the last 4 days, I've tried 5 different times to try to get the video up on our YouTube channel, but I've had no luck. So I do want to apologize. I was unable to get I've been unable to get it up at this moment, but thankfully I managed to highlight the entire stream so it doesn't disappear. It'll be saved. It'll still be saved in it'll be still saved in Twitch, and I'll try to figure out why it's not working and try to get it uploaded. I'm not sure if there's like an issue with Twitch to YouTube, but I'm not sure if that's even a problem because we managed to get the tier 2 race, the tier 2 stream up on the channel before that. So do want to apologize for that. But so we're in short qualifying. We have only 15 participating. We would have had 16 partaken, but one of our drivers decided to back out at the last minute and is not going to be participating here tonight. But well, we have a lot of loans and some drivers involved, but let's take a look at our competitors that are taking part in tonight's festivities. So our drivers that are actually racing here tonight, we have Josh and Goat Lee in the Ferrari. We have Torn Penguin in the Red Bull, and Lennon in the Haas. That is from our other from the academies involved here. But as you can see, for the rest of our Infusion is in the Red Bull as well. But get a load of the rest of our drivers. So you have Cookie and Reese in McLaren. You have Happy Meal and Will in the Williams. Forge Flames, a newcomer. This is his first ever race in Tier 1. Welcome to Tier 1. He'll be with Willow in Mercedes. We have Night Owl and Savage in Alpine. We have Dylan from Tier 2, aka Get Wrecked. He is in the Aston Martin. And we have Blue Gagi, who you may remember from Tier 2 long ago. He is in V-Carb. So, if you look at it mainly here, Out of our 15 drivers participating, 2/3 of our grid are from Mercedes Academy. 10 drivers out of 15. Crazy. So last week from Singapore, Maxwell wound up getting his first pole in a long time, since season 7. He got pole by 200s over Reese and 800s over Alex Norris. And speaking of those results, and speaking of that result, Alex Norris, by the way, Alex Norris wound up collecting his first win in Tier 1. He wound up winning over Reese and Maxwell in that sense. Unfortunately, the Stewards report is not out in regards to the championship. In regards to the championship on that stuff, but I will get this here just a moment. Okay, so in the drivers' championship, Cookie has the lead currently with 195. Not 195. That was last week. His championship, he has 201 points. As it stands right now. Shorts is still sitting in second with 172, but again, he's not here tonight, so he's going to lose even more ground to Cookie in the championship. Reese is still in third. He is at 163. So after tonight, there's only 4 races left. So 100 points is the gap. So, as it stands right now, in regards to championship, Alex Norris, by the way, got shot up to with 25. He's at 98 points, still sitting in 7th. Let's see. So 125. 201 minus 125. So yeah, so the top 7 are still in contention after Singapore. So it's Cookie all the way down to Alex Norris. But after tonight, Skither, Willow, Alex Norris are at risk of being eliminated from Drivers' Championship contention. So in order, so 201 minus 98, 103. So with Alex Norris not here, he's now out. He is now out. Alex Norris is now out officially. Skither, he will be out if Cookie beats him by 7 points. Willow, 13 points, and he will be knocked out. So that will pretty much leave Cookie, Shorts, and Reese to battle it out for the Drivers' Championship. So in the Constructors, McLaren is still sitting in the lead, sitting pretty in the lead. They're at 475. Ferrari is in second at 292. Ferrari is in second at 292. Yeah, 292. While Mercedes is 1 point behind at 291. So 475 to 292, that's 183 points as it sits going into tonight's event. So 43 points are up for grab. So after tonight, 43 points will be up for grabs. So 4 events, 43 points times 4, that's 172. That means in order for Ferrari to stay in the championship, in the Constructors' Championship, they need to outscore McLaren by 12 points. Mercedes, they have to outscore McLaren by 13 points to stay in contention. If neither team can do that, then McLaren will secure the Constructors' Championship, as mentioned, for the 4th season in a row. Can that be done? Anything is possible. So we got just about 4 minutes left here in qualifying. So me rambling about all the championship notices and everything. Let's take a look at everybody's times here. So Cookie is on top right now with a 30.6 for his time. Reese is sitting in second with a 31.1. Willow is in third with a 31.2. Torn Penguin with a 31.4. And then fifth place is Josh with a 31.6. Looking at fifth down to... So pretty much looking at fifth down to 10th. The gap is just under half a second between those 6 cars. And then we got some other guys in the back, quite a bit behind Lennon, who's in the top of the back end of the top 10, because there's almost a half a second gap between Dylan, Night Owl, and Savage. Will's trying to get another run in line here. Blue Goggy definitely needs to step up a little bit. Then again, he hasn't ran in quite a while, so his time is quite ways behind. As you can see here, he is he's practically 4.5 seconds behind on his last lap. So Will trying to navigate through the S's here, coming out of turn 9 and into turn number 10 here. And he is about 6 thousandths behind from his previous best. Now into turn 11. Now kicks it into high gear, gets a little loose on the exit of 11, but fires it down on the back straightaway, gets some ERS deployed into hot lap, and just roaring his way down into the heavy braking zone of turn 12. Now into 13, and the tiny kink of 14. Now to 15. 15 and 16. Now through the triple right of 17 through 19. Into 20. Trying to get the navigation just right. Oh, just invalidates. Going out of there. And that is really going to harm Will right there. He would have had a good lap. But unfortunately, that invalidation in the second to last corner screws him up. So everybody is back out onto the track. A minute 52 to go. And let's see what we got out on hand here as everybody is getting a run and getting it ready to go. So it looks like Josh is leading this dog pile of cars. And everyone's just scrambling in to get the right section necessary for this part. So let's go with Josh, and let's see how he does on his final flying lap. Kicks the overtake on the main straight. Here we go, front straight, off he goes. Right up in the 8th gear, drops it out, overtake into the heavy braking zone of turn 1. Nice easy exit out of there into turn 2. Now coming up to the S's. Pretty much as you know from RPL's past in all of our tiers, this section, the S's, is prone to invalidations, track limits, and track limit penalties here. Whether it's in qualifying or in the race, this is the most prone area to have that happen. The other prone area is turn 20, the penultimate corner. Second to last corner. That is another area that's very vulnerable to track limit warnings and penalties if you're not careful. So it looks like Will has backed out and I think he's out of fuel, so Will's not going to be getting another run out of here. Josh is up by about almost a tenth of a second in that sector, but he's still going to be sitting in that 5th place spot. Not going to be getting anything out of that run here. Right behind we have an Alpine that's either Night Owl or Savage on the map. Well, let's see what Josh has in sector 3. Ooh, a little squirrely in 20. Coming out of turn 20 now. Now across the line he comes. He stays in 5th, only gained by half a tenth. Goat Lee has gone wide and he is out. Savage moves up into 11th. Let's go to a Red Bull, and that's going to be Fusion, and he improves, takes 5th from Josh by a thousandth of a second. Dylan is 12th. Coming up next is Goggy. He improves, but he's still last. So exactly 3 seconds behind the field. Happy Meal up to 4th in that Williams. Night Owl goes to 8th. Lennon staying in 10th. Cookie on there. Goat Lee into the pits. Reese is there. So only 2 cars can challenge, that being Forge and Willow. Forge goes up to 6th with a 31.5. And Willow has invalidated, so he is done. So Cookie will get pole position again. He'll get pole position for this event. And Cookie, by half a second, is clear of Reese. And in the top 5, 4 of those cars, well, top 6. In the top 6, 5 of those cars in the top 6 are from Mercedes Academy. We'll be getting into the race very shortly. So everybody will be planning out which strats to go with. Alright, 5 lights come on to start the Texas Grand Prix in RPL. And lights out, and yeehaw, off we go. Cookie responds to Reese, almost getting together going into turn 1 between those two. But they're side by side, and Reese gets the jump ahead of Cookie into turn number 1 and ahead up into the lead. Reese did not want to give up anywhere. Backfield here, everybody's lining into position, figuring out where they want to go. We got a car that went wide and cutting the track. That was Lennon that went cutting the track and wide. Other cars filing into place, and Lennon losing a couple of positions here. And taking a look at the tires, just 2 drivers opted for the hard tires. We have Savage and Night Owl. Dylan on the inside against fellow Academy mate of Will, goes up in the 12th place. Meanwhile, a little further up ahead, Josh looking to make a move down the inside against Fusion on the back straightaway, side by side, and Fusion loses out 6 to Josh. Looks like Torn Penguin looking to eyeball Happy Meal for a shot on 4th place, but Happy Meal saying, hell no, stay back behind me. Meanwhile, Forge Flames trying to follow Josh's example to get around Fusion for the 7th place position, side by side in the penultimate corner. Oh, Fusion had to go a little wide there. I didn't see any contact between the two. Maybe some contact there in the final corner, but Forge Flames does get ahead of Fusion into 7th place. Flames and contact between, maybe contact, or maybe Forge a little slippery on the exit, but Fusion takes advantage and gets back into 7th place now. So Forge gonna have to be on a bit of a back foot in order to make it work here. Meanwhile, Reese 0.7 of a second clear of Cookie. Savage already into the penalty box. Everybody in one major DRS train, and Fusion almost out of DRS favor from Josh, but does still have DRS anyways on that back straightaway, and has that momentum necessary to keep Forge Flames behind him. Night Owl sitting in 9th, holding Goat Lee back. Kind of crazy to see Goat Lee in a Ferrari tonight. Usually we find him associated with whoa, keep it together, Fusion. Almost lost it on that exit, the double switchbacks. Fusion now out of DRS against Josh, so that means that Forge will have the picture-perfect opportunity to go for an attack if he wants to, but he had a little struggle in momentum getting out of the final corner. Josh has set the fastest lap of this event right now. A 35.598, 0.7 of a second faster than Cookie's fastest lap. Well, it's kind of crazy that that last year in F124 we were counting the fastest lap, and then 25, this is the first game we didn't count fastest lap points anymore. Kind of wild. Kind of wild we don't count it anymore now. But, I mean, heck, it was probably for the best. I mean, fastest lap point got counted, what, like, when did it start, like 2011, I think it was when we counted it. But let's go up front, they're in the foreground. Cookie on the inside against Reese. Reese trying to hold him off. Meanwhile, Torn Penguin successful in passing Happy Meal for the 4th place position. And, oof, very squirrely over there, and there's Happy Meal, dive bombs on the inside. I love doing that type of attack. I mean, there's a couple people that have gotten mad at me for when I did that in Tier 3 and Tier 2. Wavy being one of them. But Happy Meal tried, but Torn Penguin was like, nah, you stay back there. But it is a Mercedes Academy podium for right now. We have Reese still leading over Cookie and Willow. Blue Goggy has just gotten himself into the penalty box. He has fallen into last place after getting passed by Savage in turn 11. So in a couple of laps, we'll be showing who our biggest gainers and losers are for this event. We'll be showing. Yeah, so at the end of lap 7, the quarter-way mark, we'll be showing who's the biggest gainers and losers in this race so far. But as we're on board with Willow, that sunlight just glaring into the faces of the drivers here. I mean, in real life, that's just going to be a big pain in the ass. There's the inside attack by Cookie. He gets back. He gets into the lead. Forge Flames gets past Fusion again to reclaim the spot, but the McLarens are still brawling. Cookie and Reese battling it out side by side. And back in the lead is Reese. Reese is just having a lot of fun. Let's go a little further back. Happy Meal tried again against Torn Penguin. Can't seem to get anything necessary out. We have an incident in the double switchbacks. That is Blue Goggy that's gone for a spin. Torn Penguin, loose and evil again. Happy Meal takes advantage and says, oh yeah, I'll take that. And into back in the fourth he goes. Goat Lee into the penalty box. Cookie takes the lead back. Josh follows gets past Torn Penguin up in the 5th place. So we got the McLarens brawling it out in the background. You had 4th, 5th, and 6th brawling it out in the foreground. Fun times. I'll try to keep tabs on both of these batches of battles, but don't be upset. Reese, don't be upset if I do accidentally miss one of them. Miss one of the attacks. But speaking of the attack, here comes Cookie. Goes the long way around. Passes Reese. Much more comfortable there. And he's in there. Here comes Josh now. Up against Happy Meal. On the inside attack. A little wheel bang between the two. But on the exit, heading into the switchbacks, Josh gets back into there, but maybe not. Happy Meal still trying to fight back. But this time, Josh covers the inside line, so Happy Meal couldn't try a switchback to try to get 4th place again. But Happy Meal is in the 5th place spot, with Forge Flames right behind. He's right on Torn Penguin's backside. So you can see on that back camera, there's Forge Flames right there in the middle of those Red Bulls. You got the blue Red Bull Fusion and the white Red Bull Torn Penguin. But here goes Forge Flames, trying to put the pressure in on Torn Penguin here. Thought about sneaking an attack on the inside, but changed his mind and decided to opt out for the time being. Trouble again on the final corner. This time Blue Goggy has spun out and he's gotten loose. No damage to that car, but probably those rears are cooked. Probably the rear tires are cooked up. Let's focus on the main battle here for 4th down to 8th. 5 cars. You could pretty much fit them inside a hot dog casing. That's how close these guys are. Torn Penguin trying to put pressure on Happy Meal as Goggy is spun out again, this time in the S's. Yeah, his rears are definitely cooked if he's having some trouble with spinning and everything. So he's definitely got some trouble there. Reese has fallen out of DRS to his teammate a Cookie. Meanwhile, Willow is still sitting pretty in that 3rd place spot. Now further back, Night Owl has gained ground on Goat Lee for the 9th place spot. So now Goat Lee's got a train of his own. He's got 4 cars behind. He's got Night Owl, Lennon, and Dylan. But Will might be joining that party too. Soon. Right on board with Fusion as he's putting pressure on on Forge Flames. Goes for the shot on the inside in turn 1. And still on the track is Forge. And Fusion gets that 7th place spot. And no, I am not making that reference in regards to where Red Bull is sitting. I am not doing that. Let's go back to our let's ride on board with Lennon for a little bit, as he's got Goat Lee and Night Owl in line, looking for an opportunity. But let's switch up to a potential battle for second between Reese and Willow. Willow makes his move on the inside, passes, and into second is the Mercedes of Willow. And in the S's again is Gagi having problems in those S's. He is not having a great time in regards to it. I mean, he did say he hasn't played this game in a long while, so probably a lot of rust on Blue Gagi there. He's not having a fun time. Just saying in that regard. So in regards to the live championship, as let's see here, yeah, Savage gets past Will to get himself into 13th. So in regards to our live championship standings here, so Mercedes McLaren is in the live championship standings here for constructors. McLaren is seeking to get their 4th constructors right now. They have 40 points to their repertoire, so that's going to put them up to 515 in the live standings. So that is the skinny there. And Gagi, first race back in RPL in over a year and a half, and he is out. Very unfortunate there. But I mean, heck, he did try. He was trying, but I think maybe Tier 1 is just not his skinny. Is just not his skinny at this time. And it looks like Goat Lee is going to be heading into the pits to get off of the tires. Interesting. Very interesting. So in regards to positions gained and lost here, so Goat Lee, before he pitted, he didn't gain any position, so we exclude that. So far, our biggest gainer is Josh with 4 positions gained. And unfortunately, at the moment, our biggest loser is Forge Flames, only losing 2 spots. But yeah, so Gagi is the first retirement of this session. Like I said, it was his first race in RPL in almost a year and a half. So I mean, he wasn't doing too bad, not too great. He was like right in the middle. But I think I know for certain that Gagi is more than likely he is not going to be he's not going to be probably a Tier 1 reserve. He'll probably be more specified as a Tier 2 reserve, more than likely. Fusion has gone into the pits. Same with Dylan, and Will just gets himself a penalty for cutting a corner. for cutting a corner. Here we go. So let's see. Well, we got Happy Meal being put under pressure by Torn Penguin as we ride on board with Torn Penguin as he's chasing him down. And it looks like Cookie might have a bit of a might have a little possible competitor chasing after him. Willow's on his backside. And there goes on the inside and pass. Up in the 5th place goes Torn Penguin. And oh, wide he goes. Torn Penguin super wide, and Forged Flames up in the 5th. Trying to see if there was contact between there, but little tag there. But Josh, Forged Flames, Happy Meal, Lennon all into the pits. So we'll be seeing maybe some action here, and looks like we got trouble. Will has spun between the penultimate corner and the final corner. Bryce been trying to get into the pits. So a lot of people are going in for their first stop. A lot of people going on to the hard compound tires, with the exception of Forge Flames. Forge has opted for the soft compound tire. This is interesting. That's an interesting choice. I mean, some of these guys have gone 10 laps, between 8 to 10 laps on these mediums. So let's see. Probably we'll be seeing the McLarens and Willow coming in very shortly. Now the Alpines of Night Owl and Savage, they will be staying out. They are on the hard compound tire, so they will be going in for that. Meanwhile, just missed out on Forge getting past Fusion to get in the 7th. And Reese is in now. So a couple people might be thinking 2 stop is the best bet. Others are saying probably a 1 stop. Alright, so 4 drivers yet to get. So 4 drivers have yet to get. So 4 drivers have yet to make a stop. 2 on the mediums, 2 on the hards. Night Owl sitting up in the 9th place spot. Fusion trying to put some pressure on Forge to get into the 7th place, but Forge has the soft tires, so he's gonna be pulling quite a bit on here. Meanwhile, Goat Lee inside a Happy Meal fighting contact between the 2 as Willow goes into the pits, side by side still, and we got trouble. Torn Penguin, what in the world's wrong with Torn Penguin? He was going, but then teleported back, and he's having an issue. Well, a bit of an issue there. But Goat Lee tried to get past Happy Meal, but Happy Meal was having none of it. And Happy Meal is now on there. Looks like Goat Lee shimmies right by and into the back in the ninth place in the final corner. And we just lost Torn Penguin. Let's try to get him back very quickly. As Happy Meal and Goat Lee bow it out again. Oh, contact. Oh, come on, where the hell are you? Torn Penguin, where the hell are you? Let me do it by Xbox. It's much faster that way. There we go. Sorry, but yeah, there's a recent Willow battling for the was essentially net second. Cookie is in. Nice side-by-side action. Reese up in the third, ahead of Willow. Maybe not. They're still both side-by-side. And Reese gets ahead. And there's Cookie in the background out of the pits. Torn Penguin had a disconnect. He said that his brake input not there and had a huge, massive screen freeze. So that's why the mess happened there. Thank goodness no cars got damaged, and everything was all hunky dory there. Oh crap! All right, running on board with Goat Lee. So he's looking to try again against Happy Meal. Fusion trying to get close, but not close enough to Forge Flames for 7th. And issue for Will spun out at the end of the S's. Looks like Josh and Savage switch up for the position there. Fusion trying again on the inside against Forge. I think those tires are definitely dead. Are definitely dead for sure as Fusion gets past and into 7th place. Looks like Goat Lee just got himself another penalty. Now he's up to 6 seconds there. Savage was 6 seconds. Will is out. Unfortunate there. Now looks like so Savage made his stop yet? No, he is not. We know Night Owl will be making his stop pretty soon. But there he is. Cookie on his backside. So Night Owl has led for a couple of laps. And Cookie inside and reclaims lead here in Coda. Reese now is sitting in third, trying to chase down for second. Willow right behind him. Josh a ways back in 5th right now. Let's see. Let's take a look at our gaps here. So I believe the gap loss here is about 20 to 21 seconds. So if Night Owl pitted this lap... Oh, jeez, Reese! Woo! That was very scary to watch. But, yeah, if Night Owl pitted, he would probably come out in 10th, just barely ahead of Lennon. But there goes Reese on the inside, and we'll go past Night Owl, and we'll take the 2nd place spot. Willow is not close enough for an attack to try to go in the 3rd, but he'll have to wait just a sec to make an attack there. Meanwhile, Fusion getting past Savage for the 7th place position, for the 6th place position. Forge right behind him. I think he would like to go for a shot there, or go for some kind of a shot. There he is there on the inside, and does so. Savage goes a tad bit too wide, went a little off the track, and whoa! That was a bit of a miscue on Savage's part. As Willow passes Night Owl there. I think those rear tires are definitely dead, as Savage is in for his stop. I mean, Savage was right behind Forge Flames, and then Savage gave him a little tiny tap on the back bumper, and then Savage just decided to go, I'm probably gonna do some Tokyo Drift in turn 19. Man, oh man. So anyways, Night Owl probably will be coming in very shortly. And looks like our 2 DRS battles, we just got 2 right now. We have Dylan chasing Lennon down for 11th. And then we have Willow, who just got in a DRS range against Reese. This will be a brawl for the 2nd place spot. Night Owl will be coming in probably very soon. We'll see when he's going in. He's still staying out on those hard compound tires. So at this moment right now, he's 6.7 seconds behind the leader. But he has a almost 22 second lead over Dylan. Forge is in for his 2nd stop. So advantageous with the tire strats. So Forge will be coming out in the 11th place spot, so he will have some work to do in regards there. I see what he did. So Forge has done medium, soft, medium for his tire strat. Really unique strategy call. I will say straight up. Now, that is a unique strategy call, but who knows. But anyways, Night Owl, you're gonna have some company in just a second, because here comes Josh on the backside to eyeball for 4th place. Now bear in mind, Night Owl is on 18 lap old hard, so he'll be going in very soon. Hopefully maybe within the next lap or so. Just to really get off of those tires. But let's see what happens here. As Dylan is right on Lennon's tail. Willow's still in there. Night Owl's still staying out. So Night Owl just playing the defensive game here. And on the inside goes Josh, and into 4th for the Ferrari. Alright, so let's take a look. So, if I saw right, Goat Lee's got 6 seconds of penalties. And right now, the gap between 8th to 10th is just about 5.9 seconds. So, if the race ended right now, Goat Lee will drop down to 10th place at this present time. So, currently with the live Constructors Championship, as Willow gets past Reese for the second place spot down the inside, and in the second goes Willow. Got the tail end of that right there. But yeah, so McLaren, at the race ending right now, they're sitting at 515 points for the constructors. Mercedes right now is only looking at 18, so that will put them at 309, while Ferrari will only be looking at 13 points, so I'll put them at 305. So that means right now, unofficially, as Night Owl is in, Mercedes will take second back in the constructors by only 4 points. And now Dylan into the penalty box, which means Goat Lee will secure a position. Ooh, Cookie into the penalty box. Ooh, this just got interesting. I think Willow probably may notice that, go like, ooh, I might have a chance to win if I catch up. I mean, how nice would that be? As the AI of Torn Penguin has gone a lap down here. Night Owl, by the way, is in the 8th position. Forge Flames just passed Dylan to get in a 10th. So, about 5.7 seconds separates Goat Lee and Forge right now. Right on board with Reese as he's chasing that down. Ooh, Forge just passed Lennon on the back straight in the 9th. So now Forge has a small bit of work to do. He's in the 9th place spot. He's about 2 seconds behind Night Owl right now. Let's see how many warnings Night Owl's on. He's got 1 track limit. Now, what about Forge? How many does he have? Oh, he's on his 2nd. Yep, on his 2nd track limit warning. And Cookie just got 2 more track limit warnings. Cookie's at risk of going up to 6. If Cookie gets another warning, that pretty much hands the win to Willow at this moment. Reese not close enough on that attack, but we have 1 car looking to make an attack here. Night Owl on the back end of Goat Lee, going for the shot on the inside before the DRS line, and passes. In the 7th goes Night Owl. So Night Owl into 7th. Now he's got a long ways to go. He's about 5 seconds behind Happy Meal to get himself into 6th place. Forge, 2.6 seconds behind Goat Lee. But we'll wait and see where he is. We'll wait and see how these guys are on this next upcoming lap here. We'll see where they are in regards to that as they get to the final corner. As we look on the gaps here, whoa, Goat Lee way wide and gets another 3-second penalty. Now he's up to 9 and wide again. Night Owl with the fastest lap, a 37.4 for Goat Lee, a 36.0 for Forge Flames. Forge Flames almost a 1.5 seconds faster on that last lap than Goat Lee is. So, if he's running that type of a gap, that means Forge will be challenging for Goat Lee's 8th place in the back straightaway next lap. Reese still not close enough to challenge for the lead for the 2nd place spot over Willow at the moment, but Willow will be very nice to have a podium on his repertoire. Missed a few races, he is going at it with that Mercedes car. And by the way, just want to note, when the 26 cars get ported into this game, the Mercedes cars are, well, pretty dang powerful. They're quite powerful. We'll say that. Let's just hope it does carry over into this for that. But I mean, I'd rather prefer just having a brand new game instead of just a freaking DLC getting ported in. But let's go back to this battle here between Forge and Goat Lee. And Goat Lee gets a little bit of breathe because he has the DRS help of the lap car Torn Penguin. Forge Flames are gonna have to figure out where he wants to go. Down the inside! And Goat Lee goes wide. I couldn't tell if there was contact or not. But Forge is up in the 8th and now runs off. Now he's got about 4 seconds to catch Night Owl. Now, Goat Lee has 9 seconds of penalty, so even if Forge Flames did force Goat Lee wide, and Forge probably gets a penalty for it, it's not going to change the position, because Forge Flames right now is 5.5 seconds clear of the 10th place driver, Lennon. Oh my god, and Cookie's got another track limit penalty in turn 20. And with 5 laps left, Willow is in position to get the win here. Unless Cookie can pull a 6-second gap. Gap right now, 5.5 seconds. Let's take a look at the recent laps between Willow and Cookie. So Willow, a 36.1 on that last lap. Cookie, a 35.6. So Cookie does have a 0.5 second advantage over Willow on that last lap. But let's see what happens as they head down the back straight here. Getting some momentum that's necessary. Night Owl trying to get within range of Happy Meal. Not quite in range yet at the DRS detection point. So Night Owl will not have the DRS against Happy Meal here. And we got trouble in the S's. That is Savage. That has gone for a spin in turn 8. No damage to that car. He's okay. And keeps her going. Cookie now just about to hit 6 seconds clear. He's hit it. So Cookie, regardless of the track limit penalties, will get the win here. Meanwhile, Night Owl chasing Happy Meal down. 4-6. Night Owl is in DRS range. Now, the question is, will Night Owl attack going into turn 1? Or is he going to wait until the final, or is he going to wait till the back straight to make a move? Looks like he'll wait till the back straight to make an attack. Meanwhile, Forge has just crossed under 5 seconds behind Night Owl. So Forge only gained about 6/10 of a second. Well, not roughly a second in the last 2 laps. And Reese inside and gets clear up in a second again against Willow. Well, there'll be a re-attack here. Meanwhile, let's go to Night Owl. Chasing, hunting, looking for an attack spot here. Is he going to make a shot? He does so. Lock up by Happy Meal. But he gets past again on the switchback. So Night Owl is stuck behind again. He'll have to try again another time. Meanwhile, we'll switch back to our 3rd place fighter of Willow, trying to see if he can go again against Reese here. 3 to go in this race. Now, with Goat Lee, with those penalties he's got, he is going to be knocked out of the points here. And that's something that I think Mercedes will be quite happy with in that regard. But Willow, is he going to try again to warrant an attack against Reese? Willow has almost double the ERS that Reese has. But no gap there as Savage is into the pits to get off of the tires there. And Willow got close enough but decided, nah, I'm not going to make my attack. I'm going to wait. Gonna wait and bide his time. Meanwhile, Night Owl with Happy Meal again. These two have not liked each other since Happy Meal's arrival in RPL. And here we go, side-by-side action here. And Happy Meal tries to go for the attack again against Night Owl, but Night Owl covers him off. Goes for trying to attack again, but Night Owl saying, nah, I get the one up this time. And he's trying again still, but Night Owl says, nope, stay behind me. Stay behind me, boyo. The Night Owl up in the 6th place. Well, I mean, this race has been pretty quite, whoa, Forge Flames just got all sorts of evil out of the final corner. Just seeing that there. Well, let's go back to Willow as he's trying to chase Reese down for try to go for 2nd place here. And speaking of 2nd, I believe in regards to the driver standings, with Reese's finish, I believe he is going to get, a 3-second for Forge Flames. That is not fun. Yeah, so Reese, let's see, he had 18, so he's at 163. 18 again, so he'll be at 181. Yeah, so Reese will be getting 2nd in the Drivers' Championship right now. That's where he'll go. He'll be 2nd. But Cookie comes out of the final corner. He will start the final lap, sponsored by Salesforce. So, let's see what Willow has for a chance. If he wants to go for another attachment to try to get past Reese, to go for it. Now, Reese, by the way, is sitting at 181. So even if he loses 2nd to Willow, he'll be at 178. So he will still have 2nd in the Drivers' Championship in his pocket. Lennon, by the way, chasing Goat Lee down for 9th place. He's got Dylan right behind him. Happy Meal just losing DRS tabs to the Night Owl. Chasing it down and going in. Can Willow make the attack work and get 2nd place? Is he going to go for it? He's going for it! He's chancing it. Ooh, wheel to wheel, but Willow just can't get it. Maybe you can try again in the double switchback here. Is he going for it? Yes, he is. Ow! That's a mess. Contact, and that screwed things up. But coming out of the final corner, he will dominate despite the penalties. Cookie wins in Coda, and Reese comes around to get second. It's a 1-2 for McLaren, and for the 4th straight season in a row, McLaren are Constructors Champions. Willow will get 3rd. Josh will be 4th. Lero Fusion gets himself into the 5th place spot. Night Owl, after having his issues with Happy Meal in races past, he gets the 1-up on the guy and will get 6th place in Alpine. Happy Meal will be in 7th, despite the penalty. 8th place for Forge Flames in his first ever start. And Lennon will be getting Haas some nice points. 2 points on board for 9th place. And Dylan will get the last points position in 10th over Goat Lee. Savage will be in 12th. And Torn Penguin disconnected just after the halfway point of the event. He will be in 13th. And that is gonna wrap everything up. Ooh. Man, oh man. But yeah, McLaren, 4th straight Constructors Championship with a 1-2 by Cookie and Reese. Willow, congrats on 3rd as well. Solid stuff there. Now let's see, who did the game give driver the day to? I wouldn't be surprised if it was Josh, perhaps. But let's see. Oh no, it's not. He gave it to Fusion. Interesting. Savage with the fastest lap and most overtakes. Night Owl's the cleanest driver. That's interesting stuff. Yeah, so Josh getting 4 places. Night Owl, Fusion getting 2. Yeah, it's quite a bit up there, but who am I gonna give driver the day to? I mean, just in racing alone, you gotta give it to Cookie, because he just pretty much dominated the race, even with those penalties that he has. You also gotta give credit to Josh as well for getting that 4th place despite starting in 8th. But yeah, very, very tough call. I think maybe I'll play it safe and maybe get it to Cookie. Really, I think that's what I'm going to do there. So I think I'll honestly get Cookie driver today with Josh a very close second in regards to that. All right, so let's go with lights out in RPL. Let's see who was the best, who was the worst. Let's have some fun on who will be getting the honors of the lights. So instead of a driver getting the green light, we are gonna give a green light to the McLaren team. We will be giving a green light to the McLaren team. McLaren getting a 1-2 and securing their 4th straight Constructors Championship. A very solid run for both those drivers. Okay, so our yellow light, we are probably going to be giving our yellow light to Forge Flames, despite getting that 8th place finish in his first ever Tier 1 start. He wound up having a odd strategy doing 2-stop. I mean, he did get 8th, but I mean that 2-stop really kind of changed things up on how things are going in that. But it is his first ever race, so a yellow light in regards to that. And let's see, red light and fail of the day. Well, I would say we'll probably just give red light and fail the day to the F125 game for deciding to play screwball with Torn Penguin. What do I say that? Well, that's going to wrap up the stream here for tonight, but here's what we got going on for next week's festivities. So here's what we got for next week's festivities. So, oh, wait, what's this? Oh, here we go. Oh, that's interesting. Small bit of breaking news. About 20 minutes ago, Torn Penguin has dropped from Tier 1. He'll be moved to Reserve. Crazy stuff. Okay, so let's go into next week's festivities here. So next week for Tier 1 is going to be at Singapore. That is going to be the race. So that will be next week for Tier 2. And then our next race for Tier 1 is going to be next week. It'll be at Interlagos in Brazil. Now, unfortunately, I am not going to be available that race. I have other priorities going on that day, so I am not going to be around to do commentary. I'm not going to be around to do commentary next week. So hopefully I could get somebody like Faded. I could get Faded maybe to fill in for me in regards to the commentary on that one. But I believe, so like I said, with Cookie being at 201, so Cookie at unofficially with the championship standings. So unofficially right now with the drivers' championship standings, so Cookie is going to be at 226 after tonight. Reese is at 181. He's in second. He'll be in second. Shorts will now be in third with 172. And Willow is fourth with 123. So, let's see. So 123. So that means... Actually, that means unofficially... So, Skither, Alex Norris, and Willow are out. They are out of Drivers' Championship contention. If Willow did not make that little mistake on the final lap and wound up successfully passing Reese to get himself into third. Into second, I believe he would still be in contention. But the only way he would still be in contention, the only way he would still be in there, is if he wins the last 4 races and Cookie wrecks out. And Cookie wrecks out of all of them, I think. Yeah, 225. Yeah, 225 and 126. Yeah. Yeah. So Willow would be behind by 99 points. Okay, yeah. So that's the official right there. So, yeah. I believe not next week's for Brazil, but I believe the following race, round 18, that is when we will have the Drivers' Championship locked out. But we'll see there. But we'll see you next week, Tier 2 for Singapore. But from RPL Streams, Ty and I will signing off. We will see you next week for Tier 2.